All right, guys, what's up? Good morning. We got Seva, possible dead cat bounce. Coming up here some. And I am so tempted to go on this right now. What's up, Kofi? Good morning. Like, I'm extremely tempted. This is so oversold. They missed their primary endpoints of phase two, and it sold off from $8 all the way down to $1. So very big sell off. It's definitely oversold. What's up, Daniel B? But yeah, I'm very tempted right here to try to go on this right out the gate. I'm trying to keep my emotions in check though, because I was ready to get in at $1.50. Yeah, yeah, I'm aware of Seva. It got the most volume so far in pre-market. Very big sell-off. I mean, it's down 85%. This is a big sell-off on this, and I mean, them missing their primary endpoints is not a good thing. But was that warranted enough to sell off all these gains? I don't know. We'll see. And so far, it started coming back up. SRNE. Yeah, SRNE coming up too. Bigger float, but okay, they've got an antibody breakthrough. Shoo! So there's a lot of options this morning. I don't know what to go with because they definitely have some options. BLIN. It's another one that's got some potential. SNCA. UAVS, GNUS has still got a little potential. So TTPH is selling off, but maybe something could be there. Riot still coming up. CYTN looks terrible, so take that off. RELV possibly. Good morning. What's up, One Life? But yeah, this dead cat is a very familiar dead cat to me. But I'm being patient. I'm trying to be patient and wait this out and see what happens right here at the market open. But there's still a lot of buyers coming into this, and there's not much selling. Because at this point, there's not really much of a reason to sell at this low of a level. Like, everybody's already sold it. And it's starting to pop up more. So we got 3 minutes till market open. And SRNE looks pretty good too. Decisions. And BLIN looks pretty good too. So there's Seva, SRNE, and BLIN. All three have a lot of potential for some opportunities. One Life's already in saving. One Life got in it pretty early. So he's up right now, probably around 15 cents or so. But like he said, he said he's gambling. Yeah, I mean at this point it's kind of gambling because you don't know for sure what's going to happen here at market open. But I mean, it's hard. It's hard not to. It's hard not to get in this. Like the last 15 minutes, it's took every every beat of my fiber to not, or every fiber in my being, whatever you want to say. It's took a lot of discipline for me not to jump in this. Daniel B, I know you are not a big fan of these, but a dead cat bounce like this, I mean, you can see when it first dropped, it got pushed, pretty far down. But this big red candle here is a very big red candle. And then it actually, came back up. I mean, this went from 7 to $1 in 5 minutes. That's pretty massive. I mean, with most of the sellers out, buyers are coming in and it's just pushing up. This is exactly what I thought was going to happen. I mean, this is what happens when the stock gets this oversold. You're gonna get a bounce. I like SRNE here as well. SRNE bouncing off of that trend line at this moment, but some upper shadows ahead, so I'm gonna give it a second to figure out what it's gonna do. BLIM popping up as well. Mm-mm-mm. This is probably going to start to rip, but the question is, will it be able to get through $5? Unless it sells off here. Yeah, I'm gonna go on SRNE here. Trying to push up. And it's starting to get a little hard for this to push up, so I may have to get out. Let's see, where's the trend line at? The trend line's all the way back down at 430. And it's coming down right now, so I may have to get out here. Looked like it was going to push up for a second, but it just got hung up in that 470 area again. And this is getting a little sketchy. See if this candle on the 5-minute pushes up here. If it doesn't, it starts coming down, I gotta get out. I gotta get out. Starting to crack that trend line, so I don't want to take much more than a loss than that. Could not push up. Yeah, you can see there it's cracking. So Seva coming up. Damn, I used all my funds on that too, so now I couldn't get in Seva. I knew Seva was the play. That hurts my feelings. Well, Seva might actually sell off some here after that big upper shadow, but maybe not. Let's see. Seva's gonna have some resistance at 2, so that's kind of where the selling pressure is starting to come in at, but still, it is still slowly creeping up. See BLIN with a quick sell off. Yeah, Seva's probably gonna. Give me just a second, guys. All right. It looks like it's trying to push to 2. Let's see at 2 if it can break through that or not. If it breaks through 2, then it's probably going to move pretty decently. It's starting to get close to 2 here. Let's see what happens. It's getting held up at 193 a little bit, but that's not nothing. Yeah, there it goes. It's through it now. Going to be resistance at 231. If it breaks 231, it's got room up to 260. So you got 231, and 260 is resistance ahead. Yeah, RSR&E dropping off hard. Yeah, there you go, One Life. I think you're fine, man. I think you could have held this. I mean, there's not. I mean, you can see so far it's been 5 volume. Actually, almost 6 volume bars of green. There's just like more people buying. Like, there's. Why would you be selling down here after it's dropped, $7? Nobody's gonna sell that. The shorters have already shorted it. The sellers who are upset with these endpoints not getting met, they've sold out. That's what this big red candle is. Man, once you get down here, it's buyers, and that's what you're seeing is nothing but buyers pushing this up, because that's all there is. That's why these dead cats like this, when they have such a big sell-off like this, they're usually pretty easy money. So it's definitely struggling in that $2 area. Let's see what else is going on. GNUS. Riot popping up right now. It's one of the blockchain plays that's been moving the last couple of days. Keep an eye on RELV. There's not much volume. It's very, very little volume. But they had earnings. Super low float. If it breaks over 5, then volume could start to come in. And it says a 29-cent spread right now. So if volume starts coming into this will move extremely fast. I mean, extremely. Take UAVS off. Take GNUS off. VLIN. It's another extremely low float. Danny B, are you saying save it now? After you sit there and shun One Life? So save having a little bit of a pullback, trying to find support at 175. If they can hold 175, then it might try to go for $2 again here shortly. See SNCA trying to get back above $1 right now. Right, it's still popping up some. TTPH. GTPH is actually still in this downtrend, so until it breaks that, it's not going to do anything. You can see SAFE is starting to come back up. You see on the 1 minute we're building higher lows here. Higher lows and higher highs. If it can push back up to 2. TSM. As far as a day trade, I mean, I don't know why you'd really day trade this. As far as long term, I have no idea. I don't know what this company is. I'd have to look into it. But I don't see any reason to day trade it. I mean, there's no press release. It's press release yesterday, I guess. They're going to build a blue chip factory in the U.S. I mean, maybe that could get some attention. But I'd have to look into this more. Maybe a little bit later in the stream, when things are not quite as active, I'll take a look at it. Are you saying no to long term, that you're looking at it as a day trade, or uh, you're not looking at as a day trade. BLN is right on that trend line right now. BLIN can hold up this trend line, which it looks like it's going to try to do. You could possibly look for something here on BLIN. Long-term swing, yeah, you have to. I have to look into a little bit more for that. I mean, the press release is great. It's a great press release, but I just don't know anything about them to give a good opinion right off the bat. And you can see our BLIN holding up this trend line. So very possible an opportunity could be there. And you see our buy-in has decreased on SAVA. That buy-in volume is going straight down right now. But we're right before this resistance, so I'd say we're going to have to see it touch too for volume to start coming back in. I don't know. BLIN may crack this trend line now that we're getting another upper shadow on the second candle here off the bounce of the trend line. Maybe too much selling pressure. But this candle still has 3 minutes to close, so we don't know if it's going to be an upper shadow quite yet or not. SAVA starting to push back towards 2 again here. Alright guys, I'll be right back. Give me a few minutes. Oh, yep. Look at there. Yeah, it looks like it's about to get halted again right here. I just walked into what, a second halt on this maybe, or is it already halted? Yeah, yeah. This is exactly what you know. I really wish I would have listened to my instincts this morning, but you know what? It's fine. These dead cat bounces. I've been telling you guys, we've not had any. We've not had one set up like this. Since I've been doing this live stream, these ones like this are very, very rare to where they get so oversold. Still got a 30-year position. Nice. And I mean, it's too big of a drop. It's just too big. Like, it's not like they're going out of business. It's not like, they had the worst earnings ever. It's not that big of a deal. Like, yeah, they failed the endpoints, but they even still seem positive in the press release. They said the drug was safe and well tolerated, so they were still positive about it. It's just, it was so oversold. Like, this is, what do you think's going to happen? People are still going to want to buy back into this stock. I mean, it was all the way up at $10, just a couple of days ago, and we're all the way back down to $1. I told you in pre-market, man. I told you. As soon as I messaged you and said, go look at Seva, I said I was so tempted in pre-market to get in this. I know. But I was trying to be extremely patient, and I end up ignoring that and trading SRNE and took a little loss on it. Now SRNE's coming back up, so ugh, gross. I know. Trust me, it's one of those plays where I wanted to really, you know, trust my instincts on it, and I just didn't. I tried to be too patient, tried to be too disciplined. The opportunity was there. It was pretty clear cut. So it is what it is. I know I should have bought it. I know. I'm very aware. I'm very, very aware. I even said it as soon as I started the stream. I said every fiber of my being is telling me to buy this right now. That's why I love these dead cats. That's why, as long as I've been doing this stream, I've been saying, like, if a dead cat presents itself like this is, this is easy money to make, and when we finally got one present itself. So yeah, I mean, it was up 40 cents from the low, but at the same time, the whole thing that makes these dead cats this profitable is because all the selling is out of it at this point. We the low was $1.11, and it immediately came back up. Like, that was too low. So the bottom of this candle was at 149 or 152. So as soon as it broke out over this, I saw it at 147. As soon as it broke out over the bottom of this candle, it's pretty clear. But it is what it is. This wasn't wishful thinking, Daniel B. This is something I've been harping on for 6 months. I've been saying they'll do this. This type of dead cat where it's this oversold. You know, I've been saying this. This is not wishful thinking. I wasn't wishfully thinking that this was going to move up. I looked at all the press releases. I looked at everything. Is it a woulda, coulda, shoulda? Of course it is. I mean, it's ran a dollar. It's ran a dollar so far, pretty quick. But am I upset about it? Nah. Look, we're running up even harder now, all the way up to 284. But no, this was not wishful thinking. This was not hoping. This was none of that. This is something that happens time and time again in the market. It's a rare pattern, but when it happens, you have to jump on it. And of course, look at that. SRNE starting to rip now too, breaking the pre-market high. Well, it's just not my day today. That's all there is to it. BLIN still holding up this trend line as well. So multiple opportunities to make money so far on this Friday. Okay, now this is going to probably get halted on the way down. Yeah, it is. Oh no, maybe it's not. It looked like it was about to get halted, but see, SRNE going to be able to break 509. So $5 and 509 is going to be pretty strong resistance on SRNE. You see on the level 2, there's a lot of selling at $5 there. Bill and I still looks like it may drop off. Really needs to get off the trend line. You're welcome, One Life. I'm glad somebody got some of that money. If I don't get it, at least somebody else is getting it. That's all that matters. But this is a perfect example. Like this happens. I don't know exactly what the percentage odds of stocks bouncing like this from such a big drop on dead cat bounces, but I know that pretty much every single one that I've seen with this massive of a drop usually has a pretty good bounce. So oh well. So SRNE breaking $5 here. Tried to break $5. Got held up at 505. Let's see, BLIN cracked, so that's the end of that trend line. So it's probably done. Now it's halted. What are you asking? Who are you asking what's your job to, Steven? Who are you asking that question to? Are you asking me? And now it's halted on the way down. I mean, I don't think that Save is gonna get all the way back up to $7 today, but it going from $1.50 to $2.50. That was really not that big of a deal. Oh, me? I'm a YouTube personality. Now, I don't have a I don't have a job. Uh, I was a restaurant manager for 5 years, and I got to the point to where I was good enough to not have to work there anymore. So I quit being a restaurant manager altogether and retired. So now I do YouTube. You know, I own a triplex. Two sides pay the other two sides of the triplex pay for the mortgage, so I don't have that bill to deal with. My wife, she's a supervisor at a big wine and liquor store up here, a big corporate wine and liquor company. So she does pretty decent. And then, uh, I've got some dividend stocks and other forms of different income that come in. So, am I rich? No, I'm not rich. Um, am I comfortable right now? Absolutely. Am I pressing forward and trying to get rich? Absolutely. In I don't know, let's see, 6 years, I guess it's going on, 6 or 7. But like 6 or 7 years ago, I had absolutely nothing. I got into some trouble, some stuff. I was kind of wild when I was younger, so I got into some trouble. Got out of that trouble. I was in debt. I owed court money. I messed up my credit, so I owed a bunch of creditors. A lot of different things like that. And so I started pretty much had to restart my life over with absolutely nothing and actually owing a bunch of money. And it took me 6 years, 5 years of being a restaurant manager and learning finances and stock market and how to start making multiple streams of income and all that to dig myself out of that hole and to get to where I'm at this point. So, as old as I am, you'd think, well, you're comfortable, but it is what it is. Why not a father? Well, in 6 years I've done quite a bit. So give me another 6 years and I'll be up there in the millions. No worries, we'll get there. Like at any point in time, I could go back to the restaurant industry and be a manager anywhere. Like I could do that at any point in time, but I don't need to, and I don't want to. So I'm not going to. I'm gonna keep, pushing, building this YouTube channel, keep day trading until I get consistent enough with it. I mean, I've been day trading for 5 years, just about as long as I was a restaurant manager, but when you're a restaurant manager, you end up working 60, 70 hours a week, so you don't always get the time to really focus on day trading. And now that, since I retired from that, the past year, every day, I'm in the markets really focusing on it, trying to master this, at least master enough to be consistent. And I'm getting there. I haven't blew an account up or anything, just small losses all the time from getting too gung ho and doing stupid stuff and not being disciplined. But you get there. Eventually, you get there. You can't stop. If you stop, then you'll never get there. If you're driving on a trip to Florida to go to Disney World and you stop and never continue your trip, you're not going to make it to your destination. The same thing with life. You can't give up. You got to keep going. Day trading as well. If you stop, you're not going to get there. So you just got to keep going. Like I'm a pretty honest guy too. I'll tell you, even like one thing that's great for me being an entrepreneur and trying not to have an occupation or an actual job and trying to make constant money, the rideshare apps are great. If you need some extra money, like go out and do Grubhub for a few hours or whatever. That's always the option, or DoorDash or any of those. So I mean, you don't have to be in the confines of a 40-hour work week to make the same amount of money. If you were making 50, $60,000 a year, all you need to do to make that is make 1,000 a week. And if you can do multiple income streams to make up 1,000 a week, then you don't have to work anymore. And that's something I've been working on while I was able to quit my occupation as a restaurant manager. All right, anybody else wanna share? Anybody else wanna share what's going on with them? And share their jobs and all that. Since we're having sharing time. But now I'm just a guy like everybody else. I'm not some special day trading guru or anything. Obviously, I'm not a multimillionaire, Fortune 500 company owner, none of that. I'm just a guy. Yeah, I don't blame you. Like I said, I did it. I did the 9 to 5 thing. It wasn't quite 9 to 5 with the restaurant industry, but like 10 to 10, stuff like that. But it just wasn't fun. Plus, I have a real issue with the way salary is handled in the restaurant industry. Because most restaurants want you to work a minimum of 50 hours a week for your salary. And you don't get paid any more if you work 70 hours a week. You make the same working 70 hours as you do 50 hours, which we all know the standard work week is 40 hours. So a lot of the problems I had with that industry was, if I can get this job done and have this restaurant running and only working 40 hours a week, then I should be able to do that. But corporations and owners, business owners, they think different than that. They're like, nah, you gotta be there 50 hours at least. Yeah, well, I think the delivery has changed a lot of restaurants, and they're probably going to stick with that because you have less labor. When you have a restaurant and all you're doing is delivery and carry out, then you have way less labor. You don't have a bunch of servers you have to pay. You don't have to have 5 managers to pay for the whole week. You just have your kitchen staff, and you don't even have to pay dishwashers because you're doing takeout, so you got time between all the orders. You don't have a lobby full of, or a dining room full of like 60 to 80 people all at once. So the cooks can wash dishes too. So basically, all you got to have is enough cooks and one manager and maybe a couple of people to run food orders out and answer the phone and stuff. So you have way less staff, which means you're paying way less employer tax. So you might not be you might not have the extreme amount of sales that you were having before the coronavirus, but by cutting all those expenses, if you can actually raise your profits. So there'll be some restaurants that make it out of this pretty good. The smart ones, they figured it out. But eventually. So SRNE all the way up to 530 so far. And coming back down again right now, trying to build some support in this 575 area at the Pre-market high there. Man, that one sold off. So TSM was the one we had a question about. Let's take a look at this. See, they've been around since 1998. Looks like they pay a dividend. How long have they been paying this dividend for? Since 2014. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to change it, change the restaurant industry for sure. That was another issue I had. There was the restaurants I would work for were behind on technology and using point of sale systems from the early 90s and late 80s, and it was like, you guys need to get with the future. You need to change these old POS systems, get new systems. Make everybody's job a lot easier if you get new systems. Save y'all money on payroll expenses and all that. But yeah, if you get them using robots, some type of autonomous creations for cooking and all that, then it could very well, help quite a bit with those same restaurants. See, and this RNE's got a lot of room to move. That's why I jumped in this, because it did have a lot of room. Broke that 475 resistance there. That $5 and 475 resistance is pretty strong, but I mean, it's got room up to 650, it looks like. Let's see. It's a little support there, or a little resistance there at the 550 area. I'm in the max still. Oh yeah, I'm in the max. Hold on. Let me switch this back. Here we go. Okay, now I can see it on the 1 year. So still trying to re-break 507. 533 is the high of the year so far. Let's look at the 3-year chart. Here we go. Oh yeah, so you can see we're going to start running into some resistance. Yeah, 550 is going to be some resistance. Then 640. Yeah, there is a lot of volume, but it needs a lot of volume. The float is huge. There's 200 shares available, so you got to have a lot of volume to make this stock move that much. Selling Sava, we got real high up to that 280 area, and you got a lot of selling that came through as people locking in profits after these two halts. But now that all these people are locked in profits, keep an eye on Sava, because once again, why would you be selling down here at $2 at this point? The selling pressure's up here, but there wasn't any selling pressure at all the way up to $2. So, and you can see it bounced right there off of $2. So Sava could get going again if volume stays on it. Like, remember, we are still way down low. Like, nobody's going to come in and short this at $2 probably. They'd have to be pretty crazy. So if people start buying this again, it could start moving. See, SRNE. Got a little selling pressure at 230 on a Sava here. It looks like that's starting to get taken out slowly. Yeah, there you go, right through 230. So you can see that was another opportunity on Sava at that bounce off of $2 so far. You could have gotten about 30 cents or so. So that was a SPY looking today. SPY rebounding some more today. Yeah, so then what I was saying about this channel yesterday, that's kind of looking like what's going to be happening. Whoops, I just messed up the channel though. There we go. Yeah, looks like we're just going to be in a channel for a while. And save it, trying to find support at 225 now. I mean, this is a very big press release. I actually want to read this press release closer. Let's see. Okay, that was on. They were on Fox News this morning. Okay. It's not actual a press release. It's just saying that they were on the news talking about it. Yeah. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. There's not really a press release. It's just that they're saying that they might have the ability to fight it. But that, might is not a strong word. Might means that I could say that. I could go on the news and say that I discovered something in my basement that might help fight COVID. So the fact the stock has gotten this much volume now after reading that press release, I mean, it's just hype. That's all this is so far is hype. It was just on the news, and then Jim Cramer tweeted about it, and it's just pure hype. No facts on this. Yeah, it definitely gets people to go for it for sure. That's what I'm saying. It's just pure hype. And I mean, the move is not surprising, but do I think this is going to go to $10? Probably not. And unless they come out with something that's actual factual evidence that their drug can beat COVID. If their drug can beat COVID, then it could run at $10. No, I know it's not a long term investment. No, there's nothing wrong with this play. I got in here. I was ready to get the hype too. I got in at 449, I think, right in one of these candles. I guess it was the first candle I got in. Looking forward to try to push to that pre-market high, and it didn't right away. It didn't even get to the pre-market high, and then dropped back down. Just fella reading that press release, just like, oh, okay, it's not as big a deal as it seemed like. Save it coming back down, so Save it may be done. That may be all it had. If the buyers leave out of it. But if it finds support somewhere and starts building a new high, I'm sorry, a new higher low than this one. If it's gonna start building right there, Save it still has a chance to move some more. Remember, Daniel B hates hip hop. We can't talk about Public Enemy in here. One Life. Daniel B will get upset at the talk of hip hop. Remember, I wrote a note. I think it was earlier this week. I had to write a note. Don't bring up hip hop. Daniel B gets triggered. I'm just kidding, by the way, guys. I know what one life meant. I was making a joke just in case anybody thought I was an idiot, which is fine. I am an idiot sometimes, so. But yeah, I used all my funds on SRNE today, so I don't have another trade. So we'll give the stream here about 20 more minutes, unless you guys have any things you want to talk about, any questions, suggestions, or ideas. Let's TSM play. I don't know. 5 minute candle on right. Good Lord. $2 to 232. What an interesting candle that was. My guess would be that maybe Bitcoin had a quick drop or something. Because I mean, that's a crazy candle. I mean, that is a really crazy candle. The mafia knows where I live. $2. $2 strong support area. Yeah, okay, I see it. Yeah, you can see it all the last 5 days. That $2 area is strong support. Still though, the fact that it came down that quick to it and buyers was like, no, 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 no. It's way too low. We're not doing that. That's a big push back up. The buyers was like, nah, hell no. Yeah, apparently somebody likes it a lot in that area. Multiple people. We're starting to build higher, lower highs on Seva. We got higher lows and lower highs forming. You can see there kind of do it from right here. It'll look a little better. So it's got to pop over 230. Kind of in this downtrend of the highs. Yeah, I don't know, One Life. I don't know. It is definitely weird. It's definitely out of nowhere. Could be maybe manipulation. I have no idea. Daniel B is in the mafia. Daniel B is the mafia. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird candle. It's maybe I don't know, manipulation. Maybe it was just that strong a support area and it was getting oversold, too oversold at that point. I don't know. I said maybe Bitcoin dropped down in price. Let me look at a chart of Bitcoin here on my phone and see what's going on. Let's see if Bitcoin has a weird drop at that same time or right before that same time. If I can get a chart to load here. See, when was that at? That was at 9:35. So yeah, if you look at a chart of Bitcoin, Bitcoin started selling off and it dropped down. There was a giant candle like that on Bitcoin as well. The bottom tail of the candle dropped pretty low and then it came right back up. So it's basically something to do with Bitcoin. That's why. Yeah, 940. That was at 9:35 to 9:40 that happened, and the big drop happened right at that same time on Bitcoin. So. Yeah, Bitcoin's trying to break back over 10,000, but it was if you just you can look at the 30-minute chart on Bitcoin. Is the exact same time. There's you could see it. Wish there was a way to let me see. I think. How do you pull up? What's the? Let me look real quick. There's a pairing Bitcoin and USD. And I was gonna see if it'll pull up. Let's see, is that at BTC USD? No. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what happened between that time frame to where Bitcoin and Riot and probably Mara probably has the same one. I would imagine. I don't know. Mara's not following Bitcoin like I thought it was. Nice, Mark. So you made some good profit on Bitcoin then. A nice little swing, it looks like. Let's see, Seva. Oh, start dropping down some more here. So that might be all Seva had. Was that up to 280? But yeah, any questions, suggestions, or ideas, get those in. And we'll go over any of it. But yeah, we can give the stream here about 15 more minutes because it is Friday, and Fridays are usually pretty quiet. BXRX, nice move up. SRNE just released good news. Hey, there you go. Nice job, Steven. %, inhibition. The company is also confident in making the treatment available months ahead of a vaccine. We want to empathize there is a cure. There is a solution that works 100%. Whoa, these are strong words. Strong words coming from this guy. Wow. If this is true, they're expected to make the announcement later during the day. Claims the antibody can block the spike proteins of the coronavirus from attaching themselves to the human enzyme through which the virus enters the human cells. It can be used as a preventative therapy and has no side effects. It expects to supply as many as 200,000 doses per month. Plans to produce further tens of millions to meet demand. So if they come out with another press release with factual evidence backing these these are big claims. These are very big claims. 100% effectiveness against COVID with no side effects, and they can have it out quicker than a vaccine. That's big. That's real big. But like I said, we don't have any factual evidence. We just all we have right now is this what the CEO is saying. But they're saying later today they're going to present it, so we'll see. Yeah, no kidding, Daniel B. You'll end up very happy, and I'll be very sad that I sold out of this. I'll be in the corner crying. But personally, I hope it is true, because if they found something to take the virus out and we can get back to normal life, then hey, great, fantastic. I'll only cry in the corner for a couple of minutes, and then I'll be like, all right, now it's time to get back to life. 300 shares at 402, nice. So you're already up. you know, it's pretty crazy. I'm surprised with that news that just coming out. You know, more people aren't jumping in this right this second. We're kind of still selling off a little bit. But don't get all, don't, like I said, we have no factual evidence of this. We just have claims from the company. So it doesn't mean anything yet. You know, it can get pushed up on hype, but at the same time, we don't know for sure. I want to see what the actual float is on this. Because some of their numbers. Floats are 116 million, so the float is not that big. We're already at 105 million in volume so far, so the float is actually smaller than I thought it was because it says 209 shares, but the actual float is only 116. Analyze button. What exactly? I've never actually looked at this, so what is this? The probability? What's this? What is it saying? I've never seen a chart like this. What are we saying here? That the probability is 80%, 83% chance it's going to get to 6 to 77, 677. Okay. So all right. What exactly am I looking for? What are you guys trying to point out here? That it can get up to $20? Is that what you're pointing out? I don't know. Market Edge says long. Street says sell. Oh, is that what you're telling me to look for the float? Let's see. Is float on here? Man, this is fine, but I still don't see the float. I'm at the bottom. I still don't see float though. This is cool. I didn't know this was here though. I've never dug in and thinkorswim on that side of things. I always just stay on my charts. I'm not seeing it. All I'm seeing is total shares outstanding and market cap. I don't see float. I mean, learn what? I can look at this. I can look at Yahoo Finances. The Yahoo Finance has the same numbers. Yahoo Finance says float though. I don't see float. Like this is cool, but like whether I use Yahoo Finance or use this, what's the difference? They're going off of filings. Hmm. Well, this is interesting now, though. I'm curious to how. Oh, let's see. Hold on. We got a press release. We got a press release. This is the same press release. This just came out. So let's see what we got here. That Binet spike protein. 1 dozen of these antibodies. Completely neutralize the virus infected at a very low antibody dose, making it prime candidate for further testing. A strong antibody drug candidate. They plan to request priority evaluation and accelerated review from regulators to determine the best pathway to make the potential treatment as soon as possible. So it's the same thing. So we actually know what it is that's doing it. That thing's blocking. That's funny. It cracked that trend line and sold off. Hmm. So I mean that's just I mean it gives you the scientific process. This thing is, let's see, the fourth one down. The first one that came out at 10. So it's very interesting. But it still won't get crazy until the FDA says, okay, make a treatment. But I'd imagine this is probably going to be getting a lot of attention over the next, or probably over the weekend. Because these are very, very big claims. If it prevents you from getting the virus altogether, 100% rate, that is very big. That is big, big, big news if it's true, and the FDA allows them to put it out as a treatment. But we'll see. There's no telling. Well, all right, guys. I think I'm gonna call it a day. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. Good job, everybody who's been killing it. Steven doing good all week. One Life killing it on Save It today. Daniel B killing it on SRNE. Mark killing it on Bitcoin. We got a chat room full of people killing it, and I love it. I love seeing it. So, great job, everybody, this week. You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the nice weather, and enjoy the fact that maybe SRNE is going to take care of this coronavirus, and we might get back to normal life soon. So, could be something cool. Keep an eye on it. But yeah, everybody have a great weekend. And until next time.